There is no making up for our country's greatest crime. No amount of apologies or reparations will ever make right what our ancestors did centuries ago.
And the woman we first introduced you to yesterday knows that. She just happens to believe the wealth she inherited doesn't totally belong to her. Here again is Denver 7's Micah Smith.
With her family wealth built on the backs of slaves, Lottie Dula now wants the result of their blood, sweat, and tears, her inheritance, to be placed in the hands of slaves' descendants.
I feel like it's my responsibility to make reparations. I can use kindness, my time, and my money, and if I can inspire even one other person to do the same thing, then...
Lottie traveled back to Virginia, the home state of her family's plantation, not to visit the old big house, but to attend Coming to the Table, a national gathering of people with slave-owning ancestors and descendants of slaves.
I was very surprised.
There she met Brianna Cuffey and began the reparations process.
With Lottie, we had spoken, I think, pretty much throughout the entire weekend. And she told me about the reparations project she was working on. Lottie also mentioned that she would love to assist in putting money on my student loans, and it just kind of blew my mind.
Lottie's reparations are helping Brianna pay off her student loans and continue with her career path focused on justice and politics. But Brianna says reparations aren't just about money.
I think getting people involved in politics and helping them through their own personal journeys as well is, I would say, almost just as beneficial.
My grandfather is a descendant.
Holly Fulton, another active member of Coming to the Table, says reparations to her means speaking the truth and going public with her own family story.
And I think that telling the truth and talking about, as I've said, this ugly history is an important element in healing.
Holly was a part of a small group of the large DeWolf family that created a documentary about their slave trading ancestors.
They have been called many times the biggest family slave trading business in the history of the United States.
Holly's family traveled to Africa and Cuba, main hubs for their ancestors' slave trading business. Holly commissioned this painting to illustrate her emotional journey.
Combines the privilege and wealth I grew up with and the horrors of the history of slave trading and slavery.
But while bringing those horrors to this canvas, out in the open for all to see, her own siblings became angry, preferring to keep family secrets hidden in the dark.
I think it's an automatic reaction that a lot of people have is, zip it up, don't talk about it. So I'm rocking the boat in talking about this. I don't feel guilty anymore. For me, it's more a sense of responsibility. I don't want to get on my high horse and say, well, I've done all the work. No, I think I'm going to be continuing this work till I die.
For each of these women, reparations means something different. For Brianna, it's ending financial inequalities caused by racial injustice. For Holly, reparations means speaking truth to Black Americans' pain. And for Lottie, it's using her resources to help break the lingering societal chains her ancestors first placed on African Americans all those years ago. In Denver, Micah Smith, Denver 7.
Dula's goal is to give $500,000 to scholarships and other charitable causes.